Alright, well, this may not be the best idea in the world, but we'll see what happens. So, if you watch the other video that I did, and I'll put a link above or something, or a card, but I did a test with the DJI Mini 2 on cold weather and how it performed, and I thought it did really well. So today, temperature is about 32. The wind right now is varying from 6 to 10, snowing, and we're going to test a number of different things with the DJI Mini 2. Do some slow motion stuff, some stuff at regular 24 frames per second. See how it does in the wind, especially when you get up higher, because you can see that when it gusts a little bit, and the tops of trees are moving much more. So we'll see how it does today, and hopefully get it back safe. Okay, so why did I do that right there? Especially when there's a roof above. So my first thought here is that I don't want to start flying the DJI Mini 2 in the cold, wind, and especially the wetness of the snow right away. I want to start it off as dry as possible. The caveat to that is that the return to home function is going to be a little bit of a problem should I lose connection with the drone. And I'm sure somebody else can explain that a little bit better than I can, but basically the return to home is if you're going to lose control of your drone or you lose signal, it'll automatically fly back, but when a drone does that, it hovers down and there's a roof above it. So a little bit of a risk here, but I think it's going to be better to start it off dry versus trying to just set it down or just hand take off. I want it to be as dry as possible the entire time. We'll see what happens. Alrighty. Here we go. So far, so good. Alright, right now I'm just flying in a straight line and just, also this is in 24 frames per second and normal mode. It seems to be going fine. I'm doing 18 miles an hour exactly right now. Pretty good. Okay. Try to move with the gimbal a little bit here. Ascending. Wow, okay. That seems to be performing really well. Alright, let's flip it into sport mode, see how that works. Wow, okay. 33, 34, 35 miles an hour. Seems to be basically unaffected so far. Okay. It's really good. Sport mode, going up and down. That was a little rocky, but yeah. Anywhere ranging from 25 to 30. Oh, okay. Attitude angle, yeah, okay. change that back. Okay. First thing that I've noticed is that, yeah, when you're in sport mode like this, the gimbal has to make adjustments to compensate for the speed. Also, it is windier than the last time that this test was done. So, for instance, right now, this is 26, 27, 30, 31, 32. Okay, slows all the way back down. Still level, 31, 32, 33 miles an hour. Okay, so sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, it looks like. Probably wind direction along with the snow that we're trying to go through right now as well. But overall, I'd say this is very impressive. I haven't been out here that long, maybe a 4-minute flight so far, but this is really good. I'm pleasantly surprised. Alright, let's go out of sport mode here. Let's go to the cinematic and see how this does. Okay. Alright. Let's see here. Let's try to go around this tree here. Nice smooth action. Wow, okay. Even in cinematic mode, when things are meant to be smooth, the gimbal and drone overall, I'd say, are performing really well. It's a little farther away, but doing the same motion. Avoiding the trees. Really good. Okay, really cool. Yeah, this, even in cinematic mode here, we're going to switch back to sport mode just to get back to me here, but overall, I mean look at this here. I'm just going fast and everything is still keeping up with me. I mean, this is instantly back to 34 miles an hour, 35. It's pretty cool. It's very impressed with the DJI Mini 2 and what it can handle for the price range. It's very cool. Alright, I'm gonna land here and then we'll do some slow-mo stuff. Alright, one thing I wanted to note here before doing the slow motion or second part of the test is that I don't know if it's snowing enough or if it's not enough precipitation, but regardless, I am using a rugged SD card, micro SD card, just to make sure, or at least do the best that I can to not lose any footage. The one that I have, it's water resistant and dust resistant, so I don't know if that's going to make a difference for you, but it's not too much more expensive to get a rugged version, so maybe something to look into. Alright, we'll change some settings up here and then we're going to go for it. Alright, so we're going to talk about the slow-mo and 60 frames per second footage now, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so one thing that I did want to say about the slow-mo footage, I think some of them turned out okay, but I guess disappointed is the wrong word. But I guess in my mind, what I was envisioning is that the snow was going to be really slowed down and it was going to look really cool just going around the trees and stuff. I don't know. I guess maybe if the DJI Mini 2 could do 120 or 240 frames a second, maybe that would turn out better, but overall I think some of them some of them looked good, but I'd say for the most part, they were okay. They weren't great, but still, the DJI Mini 2 performed really well in the heavy weather, and I was overall really impressed. Alright, now we're gonna go to some of the crashes. So this first one wasn't actually really a crash, I just nicked that tree branch there, and the after I did that too, I should have checked it, but I hovered a little bit after this and just kept flying because it seemed to be holding and everything. But yeah, with the conditions in the white, I mean, that was just user error, my fault there, but no, still kept going really good. And then the next one here, yeah, 100% user error, not the DJI's fault at all, and yeah, just crashed into the tree. But the funny thing about this is the video recording kept going, and then you can see me, yep, right there. So I ran down, and I was able to turn and find it, which was pretty nice. And I thought that it was going to be completely mangled, but like I said, the craziest thing about that was there was only that little chip off. So I mean, I was able just to switch that, and it was good to go. So DJI Mini 2 is a beast. It's a pretty cool drone. Okay, I have a couple closing thoughts here. The DJI Mini 2, it's an incredible drone for the price. I mean, it's my first drone, and I've flown it quite a bit, and today was easily the most adverse conditions that I've flown it in, and it's just stacked up. It's incredible. I mean, I flew it in snow, the wind, the super cold, and I nicked a tree branch and then actually crashed it today. And I mean, this, I don't know if we can see that, but that right there, it's the only thing that happened to that after that crash. I mean, I wouldn't consider that a big one. I mean, you know, it didn't fall to the ground, but still, when I went and looked at it, I was super impressed. So I mean, it's been an amazing drone so far, and I would highly recommend it to anybody as their first drone. It's a good price point, and yeah, very impressed overall. So good job, DJI. Hopefully you got something out of this video though, and thanks for watching.